Tonight's talk will focus on this very building in which we are meeting tonight. It is our hope that this community centre, along with the adjacent park, becomes a shared space where people can join together, share knowledge and make connections with one another.
Here, and architects and landscape architects work together all the time. Sometimes they're at loggerheads with each other. Sometimes they're fighting for the same measly little budgets. But when they do get it, when it does work well, it makes for a very nice marriage and you get a very seamless work, which is, I think, is what you've got here.
And this is another interesting thing, that sort of connection from the building looking out towards this sort of green expanse. By the time we came here, was actually been changed into an internal or two futsal courts. Constrained and jammed in nature of that sort of connection between the back of the building and the sort of external space to the back was quite poor. So that was another issue that we wanted to address.
And two of the things that we like to do is to set up a very clear structure so that you understand the space and then work with the character of the landscape and the character of those spaces. And scale fits into that as well. In looking at the park itself in more detail, it became evident that the bowling green, well, it wasn't a park at the time, but the bowling green really, despite all its charm, was totally locked off from the community and from public access. And it in fact created a bit of a barrier between the park itself and the surrounding street.
We realised that the original building was almost like a double-ended dumbbell with a narrower part in the central portion. So the concept then started to revolve around getting back to that original shape.
We asked the community what they wanted to see here, what they loved about the park and what they wanted to see improved. The result of that consultation process is this beautiful new community centre and green space.
The things I really like about this project, first of all, it's modesty. It's a very modest project, but it gets everything right. And often you don't see that, but you know it because it works well.
And the responsibility then became, let's not add to it like it has been added to in the past. Let's try and do something that's a standalone thing that still works well with the building.
So that sense of the spatial sequence that you're designing, our material rather than roofs and walls are the trees, and not only do they come with a form, but they come with a character. So working with those is hugely challenging but very rewarding as well.
I find it really friendly. What thoughts went into active transport when you were designing this? Because it seems seamless.
But I'd just like to say it's fabulous. I think Phil was at one of the open times at the very concept stage. I kind of remember you being there and listening to the community as well at that time. Much appreciated.
We're very happy to have the park the way it is, and it's a great pleasure to hear how you came to the conclusions of doing the things that you've done.
Thanks for coming, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you at the next Architecture On show.